This is the story of Hana, a quiet and reserved girl who found herself facing the daunting halls of Anu school. When she first transferred, a sense of loneliness wrapped around her like a heavy blanket. The unfamiliar faces, the echoing chatter in the hallways, and the cliquey groups in the cafeteria all made her feel like an outsider looking in. She was shy, hesitant to make the first move, and spent her first few days with her head down, finding solace only in the pages of her books during lunch break. The world around her seemed to be moving at a fast pace, full of friendships and the laughter that she wasn't a part of. She longed for a connection, for someone to see past her quiet exterior, but felt invisible in the sea of students. One afternoon, as Hana was sitting alone at her usual corner table in the bustling cafeteria, a classmate named Mio approached her. With a warm and gentle smile, Mio simply asked, "Is the seat taken?" Hana, surprised by the sudden interaction, shook her head. Mio sat down, opened her lunch bags, and started a light-hearted conversation about their classes. It was a small, simple gesture, but for Hana, it felt like a ray of sunshine breaking through a cloudy day. They talked about their favorite subjects, their hobbies, and the silly things their teachers did. That single lunch invitation was the seed from which a beautiful friendship began to grow. Day by day, they continued to have lunch together, and slowly, Mio introduced Hana to her other friends. The heavy blanket of loneliness started to lift, replaced by the warmth of companionship and shared laughter. Hana began to feel a sense of belonging she hadn't thought possible just a week before. A few weeks later, the entire school was buzzing with excitement for the annual sports day. It was a day of fierce competition, school spirit, and collective energy. Hana, who had always been a talented runner but was too shy to showcase it, found her name on the list for the class relay race team. Her friends had encouraged her, believing in her abilities even when she doubted herself. The pressure was immense, and a wave of anxiety washed over her. She was the anchor, the final runner for her team. When the race began, the air was thick with cheers and shouts of encouragement. Her team was running well, but they were slightly behind the leading class. Finally, it was her turn. The baton was passed into her hand, and something inside her clicked. All the nervousness transformed into a powerful surge of adrenaline. She ran with everything she had, her legs pumping and her focus locked on the finish line. The wind rushed past her ears, and the roars of the crowd faded into a distant hum. With a final, determined push, she crossed the finish line just a fraction of a second ahead of her competitor. Her team had won first place. In that moment, everything changed. A deafening cheer erupted from her classmates and friends. They rushed towards her, lifting her onto their shoulders in celebration. The shy, quiet girl who once felt invisible was now the hero of the day. From that day forward, Hana was no more longer just a girl. She was Hana, the incredibly fast runner who had clinched victory for her class. The confidence she gained on the track spilled over into every other aspect of her life. She started participating more in class, joining clubs, and making many new friends. Her smile became brighter, her posture more assured, and her voice, once a timid whisper, now rang with newfound self-assurance. This story reminds us that sometimes, a small act of kindness as simple as saying hello or inviting someone to sit with you can have a profound and lasting impact. It can be the catalyst that helps someone break out of their shell, discover their potential, and completely change the course of their life. One simple gesture can spark a friendship, build confidence, and turn a lonely journey into a shared adventure.